Yellow world-breaking sword finger is boundless. I believe that few mortals can withstand it. I'm no longer afraid of anyone. After leaving his meditation state, Hanju saw the system announcement board. He saw 99 messages from Hong Quan, and he exclaimed, "Damn, what happened to my dear? I haven't replied to her in a long time. Is she looking for trouble?" The system announcement board wrote, "Your friend, Jirding Jinren, has been captured by demon cultivators. Your friend, Shichuan Xianzi, has been captured by demon cultivators. Your Dao companion with Hong Quan has been captured by demon cultivators. Your disciple, Su Qi, has escaped from the state of falling into demonic madness, fully awakened, and his cultivation has skyrocketed. Your grandson, Feng Liang, has been severely injured, but was saved by a divine beast and sent to a blessed land. Your friend, Hui Fujio, was rescued and sealed by your friend, Hui Zhu. Your friend, Huang Jihao, has been captured by demon cultivators." Hanju furrowed his brow. What's going on? Master and Hong Quan were captured? Didn't they have the heavenly puppet? Why didn't they use it? Something's not right. I need to confirm the situation. Hanju raised his hand to touch his forehead and activated his divine sense. Heavenly puppet activated. After opening his eyes again, Hanju transformed into a puppet, wearing armor, and showed himself to Hong Quan and the others. At first, the surrounding space was pitch black. Hanju was stunned. Where is this? Are they imprisoned in some space? This place is different, very warm, unusual. Suddenly, a beam of light entered Hanju's eyes. Ah, there's a light. I understand now. He whispered and followed the light. Hong Quan. Hong Quan. The heavenly puppet emerged from Hong Quan's chest. He said, "Hey, are you all right?" She screamed in shock, "Husband." The sudden voice attracted the attention of the demon cultivators. They stared at the people from the Jade Qing holy sect and muttered, "Was that an illusion?" It seemed like a terrifying aura suddenly erupted. Could it be that the demon lord passed by? Below, Shichuan knelt and blocked Hong Quan, looking confused. Suddenly, Fat Lu spoke, "What's going on? Did Shichuan Xianzi from the Jade Qing holy sect decide to join us?" Fat Lu put on a lecherous expression and looked at Shichuan. "Shichuan Xianzi, tomorrow is the grand ceremony. Why not come with me? It's a waste to use your beauty as a sacrifice." She coldly didn't look at him. "Our sect will never associate with you rats." A demon cultivator stepped forward and shouted, "Hey, what just happened with Fat Lu? Check if anyone is hiding weapons." Fat Lu impatiently said, "Check what? The weapons we collected have already been taken. Do you think a female cultivator can hide anything in her chest seam?" He turned around. "Forget it, their spiritual energy has already been corroded by demonic qi, no longer posing a threat. I think you're being too cautious." A demon cultivator walked over and placed his hand on Fat Lu's neck. All right, there are 2 more batches to take away." Behind Shichuan, Hanju whispered to Hong Quan, "Don't make a sound, just send the message to the puppet." She nodded, "Okay." Hanju asked her, "What happened around here? How did all the righteous cultivators get captured?" Hong Quan replied, "Husband. The 4 major demon paths have ambushed righteous cultivators everywhere. Except for the Jade Qing holy sect, most of them have been led into demonization and turned into demon cultivators. We've already lost in this century-long righteous versus demon war." Hanju suddenly understood, so, they're capturing righteous cultivators to turn them into demon cultivators. No wonder. Hong Quan continued, "Not only that, but it's also said to be related to some demonic grand ceremony." Hanju exclaimed. "Ah, the demonic grand ceremony, the demon emperor is making such a big move?" Hong Quan looked at him disdainfully, "Pa. Stop overthinking, the demonic grand ceremony seems to have some unspeakable secrets of the demon emperor." At this moment, a large mountain was shrouded in darkness, and a round hole appeared in the middle. I heard he was summoned to the mortal realm. Maybe he wants to summon more demons to descend. Hanju whispered, so, does that mean all the remaining righteous cultivators are sacrifices? Hong Quan nodded, Hanju comforted her, don't worry, when the time comes, I'll step in and save them. Hong Quan raised the puppet with her bound hands, kissed its head, and gently said, no, it's too late. The demon lord's strength is too strong. Our side has already lost 7 tribulation stage experts. The power of the heavenly puppet is different from its original form and can't resist them. Husband, if we're fated, we'll be together in the next life. Han Ju grew anxious, don't say such ominous things. What about the celestial immortal mansion? Didn't they come to help? Hong Quan's gaze dimmed as she lowered her head silently, filled with sorrow. No, I still haven't seen them. Perhaps they've also been delayed. Han Ju remained silent. After a while, he quietly asked, is the demon emperor here? Hong Quan answered, not yet. They are still organizing the cultivators of other major sections. Han Ju thought for a moment, then there should still be time. Don't worry, take the puppet with you. I'll find a way to save them. Back afterwards, Han Ju fell into deep thought. I thought the righteous path had gained the upper hand. But from what Hong Quan said, it seems the demon path is winning. The demonic grand ceremony? He recalled the words of the guardian of the river of Sword Dao, even the heavenly court's divine palace, the demon palace. Han Ju thought to himself, the demon emperor probably wants to summon the ancient demon race. He elegantly raised his middle finger and muttered to himself, when the demon clan arrives, how can the world remain peaceful? We'll see what happens then. Tiandi Chao stood beside him, covering her mouth, looking at Han Ju's hand and asked, Master, what does this mean? Has your new divine ability already begun? Han Ju reminded her, don't learn this divine ability, it should not be used lightly, only in desperate situations. Tiandi Chao opened her mouth wide, could it be the ultimate divine skill? Han Ju dismissed the thought, no. Tiandi Chao asked in confusion, if it's not a divine skill, then why use it in desperate situations? Han Ju walked with his hands behind his back and said solemnly, it can help you feel a bit better before you die. The little girl, hearing this, dumbfoundedly said, huh? However, Han Ju changed the subject, get ready to welcome him back. Tiandi Chao still didn't follow Han Ju's line of thought, what do you mean by back? Outside, Tiandong and Zun Chang'an were drinking with the black-eyed rooster in its chicken coop, sitting on the branches of a hibiscus tree. The black-eyed rooster sighed, staying here will make you depressed sooner or later. Tiandong looked at it and said, aren't we here with you? Zun Chang'an drank while saying, I heard from the master that the 2 golden crows in the sky can't come back, can't get in, it's really worrying. At that moment, someone appeared below and shouted, Master, why aren't you fishing anymore? The 3 of them were startled, looking down, whose voice is that? When they saw who it was, they immediately shouted, Morong Chi Chi, you've returned. Han Ju just came out, what did you gain from your journey down the mountain? Morong Chi Chi spoke, Master Ancestor. He hesitated after hearing Han Ju's words, Han Ju cut to the chase, if you want to say something but hesitate, what's going on? Morong Chi Chi slowly said, I want to ask, of all the ways in the world, is swordsmanship the strongest? Han Ju answered, it depends on who it is. Morong Chi Chi continued, but it seems that I'm not suited for swordsmanship. Han Ju asked back, why do you say that? Morong Chi Chi thought for a moment, although I have learned many techniques from the master. He recalled the days of running around outside, but whether it's in the sect battling or going out on missions, I find that my combat power can't surpass that of legendary prodigies. Morong Chi Chi had been working hard every day, thinking that his talent wasn't enough, so he relied on diligence to make up for it, but he felt that after so long, there wasn't much progress. Sometimes I feel very ordinary. The grandiose words I said before going down the mountain now seem like a joke. Han Ju muttered under his breath, you little fool. Han Ju looked at Morong Chi Chi, there is no strongest way, only the strongest cultivator. If swordsmanship doesn't suit you, then try another path. Morong Chi was stunned. Do I really have to do this? Hanju nodded. Of course, don't limit yourself to just that. Which path do you feel suits you? Morong Chi turned and rummaged through his backpack. I've tried all the spells and weapons in the sect. I think the weapon that suits me best is the spear, or rather, a polearm. Hanju silently thought, as expected, it's a spear. Then he heard Morong Chi continue, but I think not many people in the sect use polearms. It seems more suitable for battles in the mortal world. Hanju shook his head. How could that be? The key is to find what suits you. Hanju smiled to himself, thinking, no wonder he's the god of war's bow. Even in reincarnation, he can still forcefully maintain his previous life's preference for weapons. He extended his hand and said, Master already saw your destined path of the spear. 2 years ago, I made a long spear for you from the branches of the hibiscus tree. It's called the Xianji Chu blade spear. Although all weapons are not divided between immortals and mortals, if you focus on using the spear, its quality can surpass immortal weapons and can certainly be called a divine weapon. Seeing the spear appear in front of him, Zun Chang'an was dumbfounded. Master, you can't be serious. Tiandong was also flustered. The hibiscus divine tree is your most precious divine treasure. Tiandi Chao opened her mouth, seeing the dragon bone inside this spear. Hanju struck a cool pose and handed the spear to Morong Chi. No need to idolize me, I'm just a legend. You and Feng Liang are second-generation disciples. He has special treatment, and you won't lack either. From now on, this spear will be yours. However, Morong Chi stood across from him, holding an AK-47 and looking at Hanju. But Master Ancestor, I think this gun suits me better. Suddenly, it was as if a group of crows flew overhead. Hanju immediately shoved the long spear into Morong Chi-Chi's hand, gave him a big bun, and kicked the AK away. Throw this thing far away. I don't allow you to use such evil things again. Morong Chi-Chi muttered, didn't you just say that what's best is what suits you? Hanju shouted, but as long as the enemy knows some displacement techniques, you're done for. At this moment, the system reminded again, Morong Chi-Chi's favorability toward you has increased, currently at 5 stars. While Morong Chi-Chi was still immersed in the good feeling, Hanju revealed shocking news. By the way, there's one more thing. The righteous and demonic battle at the front, the righteous side is at a disadvantage. Today, I plan to step in and help, using this opportunity to explain the Tao. Hanju's words surprised everyone. A shout came from the dark cave, Lord Demon, the cultivators under the Heavenly Pearl are unwilling to surrender to you. The demon monk Luo Han coldly said, stubborn ones will be taken to the demon summoning altar, those who resist will be killed on the spot. His subordinates immediately responded loudly, yes. Lu Pengzi stood in the cave directing the demon cultivators, bring them all out. The righteous cultivators shouted insults, Lu Pengzi, you're working for the demon cultivators. You won't even find peace in death. Lu Pengzi raised his foot and stomped on several people, whether I live or die is not for you to say, but I'm afraid you won't survive today. Suddenly, Lu Pengzi screamed in pain. Huang Jihui's sharp adornment pierced directly into Lu Pengzi's backside. Lu Pengzi groaned, it stabbed my butt. One demon cultivator, still standing on Huang Jihui, hurriedly said, sorry. Meanwhile, Huang Jihui, who was bound, coldly replied, I was kicked down, do you believe that? He closed his eyes in despair, you may not be able to laugh until the end, but this headpiece really needs to be replaced. Lu Pengzi, struck in the backside, spat out rainbow-colored blood, and those around him mocked him, useless, afraid of death. I spit on your face. A few demon cultivators dragged Huang Jihui away, simultaneously scolding those nearby, pull him hard. Hong Quan slightly lowered her head and whispered, husband, I hope we can still be husband and wife in the next life. Hong Quan, in sadness, was interrupted by Shi Chuan next to her, this may have no hope. When you reincarnate, he will have already ascended to immortality. Hong Quan was shocked, what? Doesn't that mean there's a gap between two worlds? She opened her mouth wide, crying like rain, no. Guan Wucong appeared, smiling at Shi Chuan and said, Junior sister, before I die, I've had something stuck in my chest. For a long time. Shi Chuan coldly interrupted, I don't want to hear it. But Guan Wucong still wanted to finish, Shi Chuan decisively said, straightforward senior brother, if there's fate in the next life, I will be the senior sister protecting you, to repay you for your care of me in this life. Upon hearing this, Guan Wucong immediately broke down. Another disciple encouraged him, Guan brother, hang in there. Two demon cultivators stood by and chatted, the transaction for the sacrifice is complete. The number should exceed 100,000, right? The other nodded, Suddenly, Shi Chuan's eyes widened in surprise, here. In front of her and the others was a massive pile of hundreds of thousands of bones, with fierce flames burning. Demon cultivators stood in neat rows. She stared at the scene in shock. How many righteous cultivators did the demon emperor capture? The Lu family kneeled beside the 9 cauldrons, crying, is there truly no hope? What about the heavenly immortal mansion, why haven't those sacred places come to help us? The 9 cauldrons' face darkened. It takes time to convert spiritual energy into demonic qi. Heaven no longer favors us. Guan Wucong's eyes also widened. This demon war of 200 years didn't happen without reason. The Chaos Heavenly Dog looked down from the sky and said, there are too many demon cultivators. Do we really have to go up? It was sweating profusely, looking at Su Qi next to it. We've barely escaped the demon emperor's control, let's not go back. Su Qi rejected its idea, our hearts belong to the righteous path. How can we be afraid? Su Qi's eyes showed determination. If the demon emperor succeeds in his plot today, the world will certainly fall into chaos. At that time, returning will be too late. Perhaps now we lack a certain strength. The Chaos Heavenly Dog, feeling dejected, thought, kid, you're too righteous. If that Jitian god came to kill us, that would be better. Meanwhile, Jitian Shen was speeding toward them, riding a fish. On the other side, Han Ju was informed by Li Qingzi, who was running hurriedly, Elder Han, emergency report from the front line. The sect master has been captured. He was out of breath as he ran and said, those sacred places don't know what's going on, they've been disappearing one by one. What should we do? Han Ju calmly replied, they're probably in trouble as well, they must be held up. Li Qingzi asked, then what should we do? Han Ju softly comforted him, don't worry, I'm waiting for someone to appear. Li Qingzi asked in confusion, wait for someone? Who? Han Ju crossed his arms and frowned, the demon emperor's plan, what about it? Li Qingzi didn't understand, what about the plan? Elder Han, why are you waiting for him? Do you plan to go to the front line and help the sect leader and ancestor? Han Ju shook his head, it's too troublesome. Han Ju looked at the disciples sitting in a row listening to the lecture and said, today, I will explain Tao of combat here. And it can also help them. Morong Qi obediently sat and asked, ancestor, before you begin your lecture, I have a question. He asked, is the demon path we pursue for survival or to become stronger? Han Ju smiled, naturally, it's for survival. All living beings follow the Tao, advancing toward endless longevity. Those with doubts can ask the ancestor for answers. When you're the only one left alive in this world, then you'll be the strongest. Morong Qi naturally blushed and murmured, live until the end. Zun Chang'an also asked Han Ju, then, my question, Master, the heavenly Tao has rules for life and death, reincarnation. And mortals cannot transcend their limits. But can immortality free us from the cycle of life and death? Han Ju explained seriously, no, immortals and gods are simply stronger cultivators than mortals. To break free from the cycle of reincarnation and attain eternal life is still far away. Otherwise, why would there be so many gods reincarnating in myths? Zun Chang'an eagerly asked, then your pursuit of endless life. Han Ju interrupted him, Chang'an, who said becoming an immortal is the end of cultivation. Han Ju calmly explained to them, the end of the Tao is far, and it's impossible to reach it in a day. As cultivators, what